We vibing. We vibing. We vibing. We vibing. Vibing with Reeves, baby. That's what it is. Welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Let's do this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know some of y'all looking like, what? What? You see this right here, and they looking, oh no, what you got a short sleeve on? You got a short sleeve turtleneck? No, I've had that set before. Like, no, it's just gray mask. See, it's a mask. It's a mask. See, it's a mask. Coordinates. What's goody? Got coordinate. And another episode of Bible Reads, baby. That's right. Sorry, just think about childhood. The good time. For the good time. Green flow. Yeah, man. Think about it. Throw your rose colored shades on. Throw your rose colored shades on. Let's go down this trip. Let's take a trip. This is for my old heads. Get your rose colored glasses on. And for my young people, my younger heads, y'all can sit around and find out what we did back in the old days. Like the dinosaurs and the ice age, since y'all think y'all so much younger, we're so much older though. You know how kids are terrible. They be like, ooh, tell me how it was when slavery was here. Like, I wasn't a damn slave. You want the money for that bake sale, don't you? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, now, all of a sudden you don't have them jokes, huh? Still give them the money for the bake sale. Well, I'm saying, don't be petty like that. But yeah, gotta tell them, gotta let them know. Be careful with them jokes when you want something. And we're vibing with Reeves and we vibe. Sorry, I know I said that a lot. I just had to say it sometimes, just to get in your mind, just plant seed in your mind, so grow. So you be like, oh, it's Friday, I gotta tune in. Oh, it's Saturday, I'll still tune in. I'll go through the old episodes. But yeah, talk about the golden age of innocence when people were so bitter, disillusioned, angry. You know, let's go to the land of naivete. A little bit of naivete back when we was naive. Back when you thought just about everyone was your friend if they said hi. You little kids like, hi, my name is Oscar. And then he asked, what's your name? I'm Keisha. I'm Dave. Want to be friends? Yay, best friends forever. Talk about that. That's an example of innocence. Now, it don't be like that. Like, what's your name? Why you need to know? You, you the cops, nigga? FBI? Nah, yo, chill. Nah, this motherfucker in my face asking me my name and shit. Nigga, what? What? No, nah, maybe if I. No, I'm just saying, we're co-workers. All right, well, did the boss ask you to ask my name? All right, then, don't worry about it. You know, it'd be different. Hey, what's your name? Too good for you? That's my damn name. You look like someone I know named Keisha. Keisha partner, that means Keisha too good for your ass too. All right. Like, oh damn. Get Getting to know people ain't the same as when you was little. Kids are just more friendly, You might have that one angry kid that wouldn't speak. And people like, what's his deal? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? But other than that, everyone else was cool. And then you get older, you think back like maybe they had a bad deal, maybe they wasn't treated well at home or something. You're like, because they was ahead of the curve of having the attitude. Everyone else acquired that attitude over time. Over time, it's like, yeah, man, you just disillusioned. Like, By high school, it was like, well, in eighth grade, motherfuckers was there was some people out there I knew that was disillusioned, and I keep that's a vocabulary word today. Disillusioned. Look it up. Google it, man. And we was in high school. Like, dang, but you never know what kind of lives people lived before that. But we talk about the innocence with when a bad day was missing the ice cream truck. You had the money, but you just didn't run outside fast enough. Then you come back in disappointed with money in your hand. And I usually don't, and you know, I usually don't have it. You come back with your money and you're disappointed. Oh, I missed the ice cream truck. And told you to get out there faster. Then you start whining. Yeah, stop it. I hate don't whine. I'll take the money back. You won't get no ice cream tomorrow either. Cut it out. You got to suck it up. Because no one wants to hear that whining stuff. You learn that quick. You learn that quick. No one wants to hear that. It's just annoying. Well, most people don't know. You still have some older people that we want to, I can't believe it. Like, oh, gosh, you're like 56. Why are you whining? Cut it out, please. Then you leave and they went, oh, yeah, I got to go. Oh, let's you open up your phone and make a fake call. Oh. It's an emergency. Got to go. Well, you just walk off like, oh, I'm out. But back to the golden age of innocence, where you wasn't preoccupied with your phone because you wasn't allowed to be on the damn phone. You look at the phone too hard back in the day, might be in trouble. I didn't do anything. Y'all, you looked at the phone twice in the course of 5 minutes. You planning on using that phone? You wasn't allowed to use that phone. That was like emergencies only when you was young. You you can't just use that phone. When they finally let you use the phone, you had to ask for permission, and there was conditions, there was stipulations. If they had another phone in the house, up to the same line, they could pick up anytime and listen in. And your privacy was not a factor, was not near your concern. They might laugh in your face. Like, oh, you want privacy? Pay your bill. Which bill you gonna pay? Pay your bill. Don't even have to be a whole bill. Just put something on it. Oh, okay. Because privacy the is for people who pay. That's what the P for privacy is also the P for pay. You got to pay for the privacy. See, you don't just get that. Go in your room, but leave the door open. You're like, God dang. See, go to the age of innocence. Your young kids like, ooh, that's gruesome. That's right. You couldn't be playing on your phone. Was he not supposed to play with the phone? Because the phone, there wasn't no games on the phone. What? The only games that were played on phone were people playing pranks. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. And you wasn't supposed to do that either. But innocence. You made it work. That was something that kept you from being tied down to technology. Now it's like it's kind of like slave to the phone almost. Look, phone, you gotta have it on you. You know, I never thought there'd be a day you could be using the bathroom and need. Oh, wait a minute, I can't take a shit yet because I need my phone. Yeah, I know it's a crazy bout of diarrhea, but I can't let it go yet because I don't have my phone, so I can scroll down a bunch of things on Instagram that I've seen 10,000 times already. Let me see the same text messages from people that I refuse to respond to anyway. Yeah, I need this. Like, oh, it's terrible. But back then it wasn't that. The phone was just used to call when you was old enough to be on it. And you go outside and play. That's the answer to everything. I'm lonely. Oh, you're lonely. Go outside and play. Make friends. If you didn't have it, make friends because they knew A lot of times it was easier when you're young, but as you got older, people say, oh, there's the chances of running into some a-hole kids grew. When you're little, real little, there'd be one or two. But as you got older, there's way more. You might mess around and be a bunch of jerky kids your age. You're like, oh man, damn, I don't want to be cool with them, man. You might miss your old friends if you moved, your old friends from school. And if you could write them, you keep in touch. But other than that, nah. 'Cause there was no Facebook then. That's right. We didn't have many computers, many miniature laptops in the palm of our hands that we just dig out our pockets and be like, oh, okay. Now I'm gonna call such and such from my third grade class and keep in touch. And y'all hang out and you call on video camera. There was none of that back then. You didn't even have call waiting back in the day. Other than if you don't call, if you call and they miss them, you wait for them to hit you back. There was no real call waiting. I can't remember who said that joke, but it's funny what they said. It is the truth. It's the truth. There was that. The technological advances that we've come so dependent on wasn't there. So, you had to depend a little more on your personality. And the golden age of innocence, everything was like an event. Where now it's just, great example. Blockbuster. Blockbuster nights or any video store that was blockbuster like. That's right. You might be a neighborhood video store that didn't have the same high ass prices as Blockbuster. So, you maybe your family went there, hop in the car, or let's get on the bus, depending on how your family had it. And y'all went out as a family unit. And y'all said, we're gonna rent video cassettes, maybe some DVDs. No, this is back in the video cassette era. And you rent some video cassette VHS of movies that was out, and you watch them as a family. And you pick this movie or that movie. Y'all sit there and have to vote which movies y'all gonna get, pay for it, and bring it back maybe like 3, 4 days later, so you don't get that overdue charge, that late fee. And also, you can get video games there. That was the joint back in the day. Ooh, can I get a video game, please? And you mess around, maybe renting Double Dragon 2 or Ninja Gaiden 3 or something. Maybe renting Mortal Kombat. You had stuff. You could rent games for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, all that. Some places you could rent Neo Geo games. If you had it, that's cool. You had the system, you rent the game, and then you play the hell out of that game till it's time to bring it back. And you brought it back because if you didn't, your parents had to pay. You They definitely had to pay. It wasn't no free way you getting away with it. Oh, you're not getting away with that. And them late fees, time after time, that's hitting that credit card, that'd been way more than you would have paid than they would have paid for the cartridge. So you had to pay. But I say that to say this: it was an event going to rent movies, and now it's not, because you can just go to Netflix. You can sit down on Netflix. It's so matter of fact. No disrespect to Netflix or Hulu or anything. It's just so matter of fact, so regular, so blah, 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 regular, schmegular, degular. You just do it. You could do it every day. Just sit on the couch and just stroll. It's not like you had to get out the house. With Blockbuster or any similar video spot, you had to get your behind out the house, go to that location, be with a bunch of people if you can't catch a time where it was a crowded, and you go look for what you like, and hopefully they have it. Because sometimes the movie you got sold out, or the game you want is sold out. You gotta look for something else. You know, that was an event. The family, you went out. You might even go to Pizza Hut after you get your movies up. Oh, might go to Pizza Hut. Might go to McDonald's. Might go. I don't know. You might go to the Chicken Shack, but it's somewhere out the house, so it seems big. It's like, oh wow, you got the French Fry Emporium. This is great. Oh, you got the Chicken Shack. You got Detroit Fried Chicken. This is great. You're just out the house, so that made it feel like an event. When you was out the house, it felt more like an event. And then you go back in, and there's that balance, that golden age of innocence where you just be out. Then you be back in, you're so happy to be home with your games and your videos. That was great. And yeah, going to the movies, that always was an event. Another thing, what made it an event. I'm sorry, I said another thing, what made it. Yeah. I can speak better than that, y'all. I sure do can. Now, here's another thing that makes going out to the video store an event. When you went out to the movies, it was great. Let's say you saw a movie you like. You can't wait for it to come through on video cassette. You waited like a year. Then they just have it now, like nowadays. You go to the movies 2 weeks later, it's right there on Netflix and Hulu and all that. Oh, sweat, it's there. Before, it took forever to get on cable. Something took forever to get on cable. Took forever to be on the video. They took their time. A sweet, sweet, sweet time. It's sweet time. You 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 might throw a party when when your movie come out. And now you can go to the video store to get it, or you can see it on cable. It wasn't just none of this. 2 weeks later, it's available. 3 weeks later, it's available stuff. Nah, you waited. You waited. If it came out in 92, you probably got sort of video in 93. There wasn't none of that quick stuff. You had to wait. So you appreciated it when you got it because you had to wait so long for it. That's not including the bootleg movies. A lot of people survived off that. And then if you didn't go to see the bootleg movies, then you really appreciated the wait. Because the bootleg movies, I mean, for the people who don't know, that was when people, went to the movie theaters and recorded it. Back in the day, that's what it was. It wasn't no, oh, we caught a special leaked version online. No. Someone went to the movies and snuck in a video camera and recorded it and tried not to get caught and thrown out, tried not to get arrested, but taping it. Then they go mass duplicate it and sell it out on the streets, and it will be so dark, y'all. And people, oh, this is great quality. This is great quality. This is better than the movie. No, the hell it is not, good lady. No, the hell it is not, good sir. That is horrible. It'd be so dark because they're not lighting it up. They're in the dark movie theater with the shit, and it's mad dark. You can't even see what's going on. And don't let it be a bootleg of a movie that had a lot of fight scenes. All that is already dark. Then it's like triple black darkness. It's just pointed out the shadow and said it's a movie. You can hear the voices, but you can't see anything that's going on. If there's special effects, you're missing out. You had to take your ass to the movie theaters for certain things. It would be crazy. You had to train your eyes. You had to specially train your eye to be able to make out what's going on in them bootlegs. Some people had better quality bootlegs, and then some people just said they did, and it was horrible. But the age of innocence. again, it made things seem like an event. You know, people had watch parties back in the day. You have watch parties now, but no one really called it a watch party. Like, hey, you have a party and watch such and such show. Then someone years later said, why not just call it a watch party? It's a party where you're watching something. It's a watch party. We was like, oh, sweat. We never thought of that. Yeah. The age of innocence, where you didn't second guess everything that happened. There was still some stuff that we second guess, that's not cool. That's not gonna fly. That's discriminatory. That's racist. That's sexist. That's crazy. There's some things that was really spoke out against. There's some things didn't because people wasn't as sensitive towards it back then. And the age, you know what else contributed to the age of innocence? No internet. Yeah, I'm sorry. Not having internet contributed to the age of innocence because it was harder to find porno. I took it there. I had to take it there because I'm tired. Yes, I had to take it there. Did you have to really? Yes, really. I did. It made it easier to get porno. Before, getting porno was a struggle. That's right. You couldn't order off pay-per-view. If you had cable, you could, but then you ask for ass whooping when your parents look at the cable bill and they see, wait a minute, $50, $55. Damn, that's a lot of money. Who spent $55 in the 90s on pay-per-view? And they look, I ain't order no pay-per-view. What did you order? I didn't order that. Then they look at the bill, say, hit it from the back, part 6. Big fat hooker suck a dick like crazy, part 3. Like, what? She leaking, part 2. Like, who ordered this? There's only but so many people in the house. Someone ordered it with the card, and it wasn't a scammer back then. So, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out who did it. There's some ass whoopings going on. So that's one of the reasons. And now it's real easy. You go on the site like, are you 18? Yes. Oh, good enough. We believe you. Go look at a whole bunch of titties. You don't believe. Go look at people just have a whole bunch of unprotected sex. Go look. You say you're 18. Why would you lie? Here's access. And so it's like, oh, wasn't none of that available for us? Matter of fact, they introduced the V chip. Remember that? So the block stuff like that from happening, you can't see the violence and the sex and stuff. I mean, yeah, right then they had it. Right now, you can get that too, but it's harder to really block kids from seeing things they shouldn't because they have their own device that can go online in their pockets. You have to set the parameters, say you can't boot it. You got to set the device up where they can't reach these things, can't reach these sites. So it's more work on the parents to make sure the kids don't do it. And you got to check up on what they're doing every now and then. Look over their shoulder. No, I need privacy. No, you don't. That's right, because you give kids too much privacy, they don't know. Then you're going to end up wondering why they got 2 or 3 kids and they ain't even 17 yet. Too much fucking privacy. You gotta know they might be planning on doing something that doesn't make any sense. Any sense. You're like, oh, this is crazy. This is a bad decision. But you gave them so much privacy that you don't know what they up to. So, you gotta earn privacy, you know. Sorry, I'm from the old school. So, when I was a little kid, I always make fun of people saying that I'm from the old school. Like, I'm from the old school. Now look at me. I'm from the old school. Oh shit. You become what you make fun of sometimes. Yeah. You don't know. You're looking at yourself in the future and you're laughing at that person. You're like, damn it, it's me now. Yeah, but the age of innocence, man, cartoons, cartoons, the age of innocence, blah, 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 blah. Ugh. Sorry, keep messing up, tripping. Cartoons, I still remember my favorite cartoons. Voltron, Fat Out. I used to like the Jackson 5 cartoon. It wasn't one of my favorites, but yo, it's cool. It's cool when oh, so it's cool. They didn't have too many episodes of that. They didn't. It's not one of those cartoons that lasted crazy seasons. You seen that, they show like the same 5 episodes. They're like, we're holding a marathon. That ain't a marathon. You're showing the same 5 episodes. That's it. That's it. It's not even the full season of episodes they show you on this when you watch it on cable. Like not even the full season. It's like 5 episodes. You know who else was kind of like that too? Speed Racer. They, I swear that would come on. It'd be like this. They showed like the same 5, 6 episodes. So my mother, she said it was like that when she was coming up too. I'm like, dang. Like she didn't show that many new episodes, but I'm like, dang. She didn't see too many new episodes of Speed Racer, but it was up. It's like, man, when another repeat, another repeat. I'm like, wow. So at least it stayed true to his beginning. Damn. But yeah, go Speed Racer, go. I always thought that cartoon was crazy because they crash and wouldn't no one run. They crash, go off a bridge, crash to the wall. You wouldn't see no one going to rescue nobody. They didn't care. People like, yeah. You see people burst out in flames and the car just explode. Someone's in that car. You didn't even see them get out the car. Just people like, yeah. The only time someone showed any concerns if something almost happened to the Speed Racer, like, no. Then he come out like, oh, okay. They're like, yay. What all the other people that crashed? Fuck them. Yay. Like, oh, wow. I guess Speed Racer is the only one who mattered. Speed Racer and Racer X. Racer Rex did. I said Spacer Rex. I'm tripping. Racer X did seem kind of badass, so I ain't gonna front. What I mean? I was like, I wanted a, I wanted a Racer X show. F Speed Racer. I'm like, yo, Racer X needed his own little gig. That's what I thought. But yeah, um, the age of innocence, man. Like you would trade toys with people, borrow this, borrow that toy, you know. But every now and then you run into someone that try to be slick and try to act like it's theirs. And sometimes they have an ain't shit parent. They'll be like, yeah, that is this. They're like, your parent be like, no, it's not. He ain't coming here with that. And then they're like, give him the toy back. But other than that, it'd be cool. Especially if they had a good parent. It's like, no, that ain't your You ain't coming to the park with that. You see my son? Don't do that with him. I can do that with the other kids, but he like to steal. I ain't raised him to do that. He like to take stuff. I told him he gonna get a beating when he get home. I'm tired of this. Just you see my son. Don't you trade with him? Like, wow. Thank you, man. Age of innocence. Living age of innocence. Yeah. When you heard the music, and yeah, there was songs with curses, but it wasn't as much back then when I was coming up. Yeah, there was some, but then it seemed more. If a person cursed 3 or 4 times on a record, it felt like 16 times. But if it was an NWA record and it really was like 26 times, felt more like 3,500. Like, dang. It felt like big. Boop, 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 boop. The chorus, boop, boop. That's how it felt. Like, God dang. They mad. as I felt as a little kid. But then you hear the song nowadays, then it's like, shake your ass, damn it. Oh shit. And then that's all the curses for the song. Like, that- it's not even in the same verse. It's like one was in the first verse, the other was in the second verse, and the other was oh shit, like at the end of the song, like he forgot something. But when he's a little kid, it felt more like boop, 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 especially the way your parents would flip or your uncles or aunts would flip. I know you ain't playing that song. And you hear it now, you're like, oh, this is so much tame. This is tamer. This is tamer than the songs that came along later. I mean, like when Yang Yang Twins came out with the Whisper song, that was crazy. That was crazy. I was in the kid when that came out. I was in the club, and it's funny to see people react to that, and they didn't hear the dirty version. They wait to see my the radio version. When they hear that song, he's just whispering some wild. Wait to see my dick. Hey, bitch. You're like, oh, what? Beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up. And the women are sitting there like, it's funny when you see a woman like dance, then get offended. And she's confused. She's like, tap me, tap people on the shoulder. Did I just hear that in the song? Or did I drink too much Hennessy? No, 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 no. It's not the Hennessy. We all hearing it. That's the actual song. That's the actual song. I think that's the push it in her throat mix. But yeah, it's the song. It's the song. But yeah, when you're younger, the innocence, it wasn't there. You know, and if you did have a song that was wow, there was like I said, there was a radio versions. And then you get older, you hear the street version, like, and that's what the kids are dealing with now. They're grown ups. I'm sorry, they're grown ups, but they was kids back in that era. Wait till you see my hey bitch. Like how do you whisper hey bitch? Like that's crazy to me. That's crazy. You just whisper that. It's but what can I say? I was dancing to it like everyone else. It just sounds like I don't know. It sounds kind of out there to whisper curse at somebody. Maybe I'm from the old school. You yell, you curse, you scream, and you curse at a person. When you talk in your regular voice, you don't be like, hey, hey, motherfucker, hey. That's sound creepy. You like, no, you curse at me at a regular volume, motherfucker. That's how you curse at me. You know, I want to hear someone get mad about that. But yeah, innocence, the days of the block parties and stuff. That was cool. And you was a kid, you just watch all the talent contests go on and you just run around and play. Just run around and chase each other and play. That you just captivated by that. I look at it back like, wow, that's all you just run around and chase each other till you fall out tired. Go outside and play. And all it was, play tag. Okay, and run around and chase each other. Run around and chase each other. Run around and chase each other till you come in the house exhausted and fall out. And they're like, hey, wash up, take your outside clothes off, put your inside clothes in, because it smelled like outside. My generation hated kids coming in and smell like outside. You smell like outside when you're outside. When you're inside, you gotta smell like inside. So you gotta wash up, put on the inside clothes, put the outside clothes in the container, the hamper, and go about the innocence. In the days of innocence, just having a little bit of, freedom was great. The freedom you had, you can go here, you go there. That's wonderful. Shoot, you go to the barbecue. If you could have a hamburger, I remember that was like elevation. You growing now. Before you had to take the hot dogs. You had no choice. The hot dogs. That one spoiled kid comes to the barbecue and they got like something that only adults would have. Like they got a shish kebab. Then you try to get a shish kebab and it nearly be the last thing you ever did in life. Like They almost blew up on your ass. Like, who you think you ought to reach for a shish kebab? What have you been through in life to reach for a shish kebab? But she did. We gonna talk to her mother about that. I saw that. Just because she can, don't mean you can. She shouldn't be able to. Then the next thing you know, they're holding the intervention on the parent of the child that is eating a shish kebab. Then the child just looks at them like, wow, that's crazy. Gets another shish kebab. Like, yo, share some of that with us. Like, I you take off some of the piece from the shish kebab. And they was acting like you had to be grown, like you had to experience pain in life, like you had to have heartbreak. What heartbreak have you had to justify you getting a shish kebab? What's next? They're gonna want the sweet corn? Like you couldn't get anything when I was other than the hot dog when I was a little kid. That was your thing. Then you made your way up to the hamburger. Shoot, they might tell you to split that hamburger. Split that hamburger with your cousin. And they didn't think you had the appetite to handle it. Because one thing adults hated was kids wasting food. There's a kid starving somewhere right now. If you're up there taking a few nibbles and then going to run around and play till you fall, but complain that you're hungry later. No, you're not. You took a nibble off a hamburger and ran like you crazy. You ain't hungry. You go to sleep like that, and you went to sleep like that. Age of innocence. Now you don't see the barbecues like that as much. Don't see the barbecue like that as much. Not saying it's over. I'm not going to be that one of those people that like there's no barbecues. Like my generation was the last of the barbecuers. We're the last of the grill Heekins. Like no, 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 no. It's not that. Don't see it as much, but it's still out there. I'm gonna say it again. You know I'm gonna say. You're gonna get mad. Don't you say it, but I'll say it. The age of innocence. That's right. When you wrote down, do you on note in school, you pass it around. Do you like me? Check yes or no at the box. I'm so I don't want to say jealous, but I admired kids who could do that. I was shy, and another thing is I had dysgraphia, so I wasn't able to write neatly due to my dysgraphia. So it would come out looking crazy. It would come out looking like a doctor's note. Just look like scribble scrabble, look crazy. So wouldn't no one be able to read what I wrote. And I tried one year and then people passed it around like, what is this? Couldn't no one read anything I wrote, and I didn't want to take credit for it because I was embarrassed. Like, dang, can no one understand what I'm saying? And they didn't even know. I was saying, do you like me? Yes or no? Check. They couldn't read it. Like they couldn't not a word of it. Not like check yes or no. Like how you how's your writing so sloppy? It's so bad that people can't understand a check. Yes or no. It's like, what is this? The teachers, man, they would see my handwriting and they wouldn't be able to understand my handwriting until like the end of the year. And then they feel like accomplished. Like they accomplished something, like they broken an old hieroglyphics message or something. They decoded it because now they understand my homework. The answer to my homework assignments. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta tell the other teachers. Tell your mother I understand you now. Like, embarrassing. But yeah, the age of innocence. Well, you didn't need much. If you got the game, you got the toy, sneakers. As you get older, the innocence kind of waned a little bit. You wanted more expensive stuff. Yeah, but that's why I tell parents, enjoy that innocence while it lasts. Because in the way this world's set up now, they're trying to snatch innocence and at younger and younger ages. They're trying to de-innocentize. You like what I said that? De-innocentize? Yeah, and it's trying to de-innocentize the youth. Want people grown, but you're not grown yet. So no, you gotta watch out for that. In all seriousness, you gotta stay on top of that. What your kids watch, what they listen to. Yeah, But on the other hand, I will admit they would. My parents, especially mom, would watch what I would um intercept. Watch what I would watch. She would keep her eyes out. I don't want you listening to that. Oh, you're not going to buy that. As a kid, I did say yes, mama. Well, as a kid, I also snuck out and did the shit anyway. Sorry. Ugh. Yeah, that's sorry. But yeah, I would go there and days of innocence and just get the stuff anyway. Like I remember I kind of got in trouble because I bought this record after school and I wasn't supposed to. It was something that wasn't kid friendly. The song's called Sex You Up by Color Me Bad. That's right, the song from New Jack City soundtrack. Ooh, sex you up. There's no reason a little kid should be getting that. Well, I bought it from the record store. I bought the record. I went there after school. That's right. Before there were cell phones and all, I went there after school. They had to take my sisters back. She took them back. I stayed. I forgot why I stayed after school that day, but it wasn't anything bad. But then I went to the store. I think it was on Pitkin Ave, if I remember right. Yeah, it was on Pitkin Ave. Record store, got it. Had to convince the guy to let. Come on, man. Come on. Just a song, man. It's not that bad. You don't curse in the song. I mean, I just like I just like the beat, and I like saying "ooh." I was a little kid. I was like, all right, man. Yeah, don't try this again. Next time, get clean stuff. Like, yeah, no doubt. And I did too. But it was fun. Got in trouble. I had to beg her not to make me take it back. Embarrassing. But I kept it. I still have the record to this day. It's kind of scratched a little bit, but I still have it to this day. Yeah, man. Just think about them good old innocent days where you could just sit there and watch cartoons and just play with toys and just chill outside before you was worrying about this bill or that bill. For responsibilities just like took over. For stress make you want to take a nap. All those naps I avoided when I was younger now you kind of run to those naps now as you get older. You're like, you fantasize about naps. Like naps are sexy now. Oh my gosh. Need me a nap. You don't understand. Need me a nap. Free lunch was the joint. Used to kick in the free lunch back in the day. Little kid, most people didn't tease you for most of the kids didn't tease you for free lunch. Even the few that did tease you about, oh, you going to free lunch. Most of them was in line for free lunch, waiting too. So, didn't take it serious. That that was just great. Yeah. Didn't need much, go to the park and play. If you went to the park every day, that was like going to the park. Yeah, you didn't realize maybe you go to the park because they couldn't afford to do the other things that you wanted to use, like use at the park. Yay, get some ices, go to a different corner store that you usually go to. You're like, oh my gosh, variety. This is great. This icy comes in a blue cup instead of the yellow cup. I wonder how it's gonna taste. This is great. So yeah, this innocence, so it's something we need in life. Sometimes I want to return to the age of innocence and wonder as a grown up, just so I don't have to sit back and be like, damn, I'm stressed. Uh, uh, uh. And you appreciate the things on a higher level too. It was simple, you appreciated it. You didn't think of all the things that can go wrong. It's like you wasn't factoring in, so that then the extra stress. And as you get older, you think, oh, this is gonna go wrong. This is gonna go so wrong. This will go wrong. This could go wrong. That could go wrong. Get anxiety attacks and stuff. You're stressed out. You overthink it. When you're young, you just, hey, this is great. Yeah. So please don't put that on the kids and say, hey, you're not stressed out enough. Let me make it so you are. That part will come. But yeah, the age of innocence. I threw on the rose-colored glasses. Hope you did too. And tell me, leave it in the comments what memories you had in your age of innocence, man. And whether you're younger, you're older, you're going through yours now, whatever the case may be. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Fridays, you know how we do. Robert with Reeves. You can expect it YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. ReevesENT.com, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Mr. Reeves is here on Instagram. Is here with a Z. IZ instead of IS. I like doing that. Yeah, and ReevesENT.com. Stay up. Yeah.